Okay, I'm going to make a banner. So I want to show the whole thing. So I'm going to do a file new and ActionScript 3.0, and I'll just change the size. Make it 100. Or no, let's make it 600 by 100, for example. And I want to animate some things about it. So I want it to kind of pulsate with color. So let's use this, and it looks like I got that centered pretty well, and we'll make it into a movie clip. And I'm going to go inside it, and I'm going to make this into a movie clip too. And this one, now I'm inside movie clip 1MC, so I'm going to go to frame 20 and do an F6 and make a classic tween between those two, and click on this version of it and start it with this color, and the color effect will be, let's say, brightness. Why don't I use brightness? I'll have it do like that, and then this next one will be, when I click on it, I'm on frame 20, I click on the object and I'll go to style and say this one I want to change tint, maybe. It might be hard to do. Well, let's just do that. And let's see what it looks like. Okay, so it's just going to pulsate like that. And actually, I'll go ahead and add some more frames. I'll just right-click this and copy frames and go to frame 40 and have it end up the same way as it started. So we'll paste frames there, and let's go ahead and do another classic tween there. So now it's going to pulsate back and forth. So that'll work for that. I'm going to go back to scene 1 and add my some text, because any banner is going to need some text, right? So let's put some text on, and click me. Click here. Just something here so you get the idea what I'm talking about. And move that over. And now what I'm going to do is make this into a clickable button. So and you know, of course we could have animations or whatever on this thing, but I'm just going to make a real simple banner. And so the next thing would be, I'm going to go ahead and select, I'll do it this way, I'll do a, I'll select this and modify convert to symbol, and this will be called, this will be a button symbol. So make it, whoops, into a button, and we'll just call it BTTON1 BTN. And so I've got my button. Now I'm going to go into the button. Double click it. I'm in the button. I'm going to go to my hit state, and I'm going to make the hit state really big using a rectangle tool. And I don't need any border on that. So I'll just do a rectangle tool, and let's just pick a color so we can keep all these things straight like that. And this will be real big, so it's easy to click anywhere to hit this button. And I'm going to do one more thing. Oh, I did the wrong state there. Let's Control Z that. Go to our hit here, and we'll do an F7 or insert a blank keyframe. And now I'll put in my hit state. Okay, so there's my hit state. And I also want an overstate. So I'm going to do an F7 there to insert a blank keyframe. And actually, what I should have done there is an F6. That way I insert the same data, but what I want to do on this one is, let's say, a blue underline. Whoops. A blue underline of that. So, like that. So when we hover it, we'll see that line. Just some button stuff. I'm just showing some button stuff here. And now we're going to turn it all into a link. So let's go back to the scene. And it actually is a button that will work right now, but it doesn't do anything. So let's prove it out. Let's just do Control Enter and see how it acts like a button. When I hover it, we get the blue line, and it is animated in the background, but it's not really going to go anywhere when I click it. So now we'll do the last part, which is we'll select our button. There's our button. We'll give it a name. I'll call it banner BTN, and we'll go to Window, Code Snippets, and we'll use a Code Snippets here for actions, and we'll click and go to a web page. We'll just double click that, and this does all the stuff for me. I don't need these comments anymore. The comments are helpful to read if you haven't done it for a while, and it's going to make me it's going to put an event listener on this button. The event listener is going to look for a mouse event. What kind? A click event. It's going to launch a function, and I'm going to call this go to 3DC, and then we'll just do that again here. Go to 3DC. Call the function whatever you want. The function is going to be called go to 3DC. It is going to be an event. It's going to be a mouse event. It's not going to return any variables, and it's going to navigate to a URL. And so we have to do a new URL request, and we're going to go to this address, but we're going to change this. So put in whatever address you want. And that's it. So we can close our actions panel now. And also, I'm going to go to File. Oh, let's just check it out first. Control Enter. Let's see if it goes to the site. And I'm just going to pull my browser over, and you can see it went to the site. Okay, so now we'll close that, and I'm going to go to File and Publish Settings. And what I want to publish is, all I need is the SWF file. I don't need an HTML file on this one. I haven't even saved this yet, so why don't we just save this and be diligent. Save as. And I'll just save this as Swiffy banner test. S-test, whatever. Okay, and I'm going to File, Publish Settings, and it's going to save it as the same name. I'm going to say for Flash Player, I don't need Flash 10.2. I think that's ridiculous to ask people to have the latest version of Flash for something as simple as this. So I'm going to go to Flash Player 8. Oh, maybe 9. Maybe 9. Let's see. Because I'm using ActionScript 3. What happens when I go to 8? Okay, we better go to 9. So we're going to go to Flash Player 9 and ActionScript 3. And we don't need the HTML, just the Flash. I'm not going to change anything else here. I'm just going to hit Publish and OK. Okay, so now we actually have it published. And here it is. I just opened up my folder. Swiffy Banner, S-Test, SWF. Now that is an SWF file. Let's double click it. Works just like we expected. It'll take us to the website. But maybe you want this on a website that is going to be used by, let's say iPad or iPhone or something else that doesn't run Flash. In that case, you could do this. I'm going to go to Google Swiffy. Okay, there's Google. I just did a Google search on Google and Swiffy. That got me to this link. It'll let me upload a Swift file. Let's browse it. And let's go find the latest thing we did. There it is, Swiffy Banner Test. Open. And it makes you check the box to make sure it's your content. Then I'll upload and convert. And there's the original version, and here's the Swiffy version. This is all HTML5. I'm going to click that. It takes me right to my site. So it does work. And if we open this in Dreamweaver, oh, I forgot one thing. We need to right click where it says the name of your HTML file that it made for you. Right click that, save link as, and let's just put that and Flash right there, save, done. Now we'll open it in Dreamweaver. Okay, open in Dreamweaver, there it is. It's an HTML file. Now there is a lot of stuff it'll put on here on the top. Okay, because anything you've got on there, any graphics or text, it needs to convert to something it can understand. Now there's think there's other ways we can approach this, but I just want to show everybody a pretty simple way to go from Swift to HTML5. Let's just test it out. And I think that opened up in another file. Here it is. So I just opened it up here, and it still lets me hover, so lets me click on it. I could take this HTML, I don't want to close all those, just that one. Let's get this out of the way. This script. So this could be inserted in any page. Now this is a default. I know this is kind of a default that may not be suitable for what you really want, but you could insert this top script right there, this secondary script that are both in the head, and let me just show where the end of that one is. And then this style stuff you probably don't need, but it depends on what div you put all this in. And then we can see in the body here, you're going to need a div, and you can call this div whatever you want, but they've called it div ID Swiftly container, and it's giving you a width and a height. And then we've got our final script at the end. So pretty easy to go from Swift to HTML5, and I'm going to look at another way to do that hopefully in the next week or two.